Hello. All right, hello, and welcome back to the PSU LCS, where we got our first match of the year coming up here as THA's Sariel's team takes on King Kong versus Godzilla, which in itself is a little bit of a mouthful when you have the little verses on two sides, but hey, we do what we can. Once again, I am Infamous Trash, joined here by the ever wonderful Vale.
Hello, everyone.
Unfortunately, we could not stream draft today. There's a new tool that everyone's using because Pro Draft is apparently outdated and overrated at this point, so got to make another new graphic for that one. But for the most part, we are already into the actual draft, so we'll have to hop off webcams just again.
Yeah, so
the picks coming through.
The pick order here is really interesting as King Kong versus Godzilla first picked a Mumu. Mumu's been popping up a lot lately, more so in the support role than jungle, because of his buff with the double Q stun. It can provide a lot of lockdown.
Very true.
Yeah, once the team comps... Go ahead.
Sorry, they didn't actually nerf the damage on... well, they nerfed the damage, but not enough to where it's, if you hit both Qs, it's like time and a half the damage it used to be for just one. So, actually overall damage buff as well.
Yeah, you don't really play a Mumu for the damage, though.
Hey, so AP ratio, 90%.
Yeah,
bandage toss.
In solo queue today, I played with an Amumu support who went Everfrost. My goodness, they could not move.
Yeah, that's a lot of CC.
But yeah, I think as the draft fills out here, I do believe Sariel's team, they don't have a team name at the moment, so we're using TSH. Their draft will be far easier to execute than the opposing teams, as it's just a standard front-to-back team fight.
Yep. Gnar is your, I guess, more of a pseudo-tank top lane at this point. In build paths, Sejuani, frontline, Anivia, Jinx. Fantastic backline DPS. You have tons of zone control with Anivia. Jinx has the ability to AoE it like crazy, as well as Lulu to just back up all of these champions with shields, heals, and even a little bit of CC, depending on if she decides to use the polymorph and the ult in certain ways. Otherwise...
Yeah, I think the other cool thing here is we're seeing the Soraka buff, where on her R, it globally removes grievous wounds before it applies the healing. And honestly, I'm of the opinion that Soraka was already broken before this buff, so we'll have to see how this plays out. Along with the Lucian in the bot lane being powered up, I believe it was 2 patches ago, with any like healing and shielding. He gets like extra. I'm not sure if it's magic damage on autos or physical damage, one of the two. If he is, I guess, enchanted by an ability, would be the term.
Yep. And of course, now working with the Soraka, definitely going to be getting a lot of that happening. Might see some advent of some more. Yes, Devin, this is the patch where Soraka removes Grievous. That is live to, I think, both of the knowledge. It is 11.18. So, is this considered the first Worlds patch, or is the next patch the first Worlds patch?
I thought it was all Worlds was just going to be played on 11.18.
No, because I thought they said there was 2-part World patch this time around.
I wasn't. This is the first World patch, if that's the case.
Okay. So this is the test Worlds patch, basically.
Yeah, there were a lot of changes, not a whole lot of substantial ones in my opinion. I honestly think the biggest change might have been to Soraka and Zoe. That's Soraka buff we already talked about, where she removes grievous wounds with her ultimate. And then Zoe got like a whole, I believe at rank 1, 4 seconds off of her E, and at rank 5, 2 seconds off of her E. So the way it works is if you miss your E, and your bubble stays on the ground, I believe, for 2 to 3 seconds. So you can just create essentially like a minefield now, because Zoe typically does build a lot of ability haste, especially if she goes Leandry into like more tanky compositions. That can be very powerful. So that's why it was banned away from Serial.
Yep, has shown some proficiency on the champion over on the competitive side of things, so certainly not surprising to see it banned away here in that first round.
Yeah, the one of the other buff champs this patch, Jinx got, in my opinion, a pretty useless buff. Early, her Q costs like 1 or like 4 less mana per auto attack or something, which isn't necessarily super useful in my opinion.
Yeah.
I would have liked instead to see them take some of the mana cost off of her W. Because that thing literally costs like 1/4 of your mana late game, because it costs like 90 mana.
See, the problem is they reduced W cost, and you start getting those lethality Jinx spammers where W does. It's basically Caitlyn headshot on roids.
Yeah, it's just that kind of build is just like a fad for most ADCs. Like the lethality Caitlyn build is not good.
Nah, Serpent's Fang nerf definitely hurt that one a lot. Can't rush
I don't
really
even,
cheap lethality.
Yeah, I don't even think it was good in the first place. But it's more reliable to just build crit basically on every ADC, including Ashe. So I don't want any of you doing this on-hit Ashe nonsense. The only champs that you can build lethality on, I think, in bot lane are Misfortune right now because of the recent buff, and Varus. Even though he did get nerfed, played him a couple times today, it still feels the same. So
not enough to take him out of it, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. We are loading in here.
Loading in. No load screen graphic anymore, though. We're doing that. We got webcams now. We're sophisticated on the cast. So.
Indeed. So looking at runes, summoner spells. Interestingly, we're going with precision secondary on Anivia, which is kind of unique.
I mean, it has to be what, Presence of Mind.
Yeah, it's a very aggressive setup. Yeah, I typically don't go that on Anivia. I think Phase Rush is like very valuable. Also, Electrocute is good, but I don't like Presence of Mind currently on her. I feel like it's not as useful.
I just feel like you might as well have to go Inspiration Tree and go Biscuits and
Yeah, no, don't buy Biscuits. Never get Biscuits. That rune is so useless.
Or at least go like Sorcery, go Mana Flow, and get some CDR on some of your other abilities like your Q. I'm not really sure. Yeah. Precision definitely seems like a bit of an interesting move, for sure.
But yeah, I'm expecting Serial to be doing a lot this game. This matchup is one of the few unplayable matchups, I believe, in the game. Anivia into Malzahar. Malzahar cannot do anything in this matchup.
Alright, let's head on into game. Hopefully this works, by the way, because
Biscuit hater, of course.
Doesn't a lot of the time.
Biscuit does not do anything.
Okay, nice. Actually shows the in-game, so new graphics are working out pretty well so far, I must say.
Right. Speed up to make sure we're live.
Yep.
All that jazz.
Yeah, I'm about a second off. We're good. And I'm not terribly expecting to see any crazy level ones out of either of these squads. Not anything to really go off of. I mean, maybe a Mumu you could try to pull something off of, but not too much else follow up after that. So just the 5 point for both of these teams.
Yeah, I'd like to talk about some of these players. A lot of them are actually new to the PSU LCS. I've never seen Aiden. I've never seen Plant Zaddy. I've never seen Sir Crazy Frog, Serial, Darkin. The others are veterans to the PSU LCS, though. So it's good to see about half the game being new faces.
Yeah, I say Star Wars geeks, name we've seen time and time again in the jungle. Revix as well, TSB. Sajura, competitive coordinator. Not a face we see too terribly often around, but nice to see her on the Rift. Superbly Vice in top lane. And most of the rest, as you said, quite new faces So a lot of, I mean, we can call them rookies because they're first time here, but new talent at the very least.
I'm not really sure what Sejuani's doing here. She's going to be a few seconds behind on her clear because she was standing in the banana bush, as I like to call it.
By the way, shouldn't be too far behind. Amumu did solo start Raptors, so you're not getting that leash. Give it Amumu does clear Raptors very quickly, but it looks like really interesting clear here from Sir Crazy Frog is electing to skip Gromp for now, so going straight to Wolves second. Might look to path down bot lane then after 3 camps.
Yeah, could do a 3-camp bot lane. Not really something that Amumu can punish, and I believe you're expecting to have Cryo in both your solo lanes here. But I may be giving him too much credit, so we'll see.
Yeah, no, just this is very strange. Skipping the Gromp. That might be a cardinal sin of jungle in the current day and age.
Yeah, especially on Sejuani, who has a pretty decent solo camp take.
I don't know why some of the champions do not have auto attack animation, by the way. That appears to be a clientele glitch.
It actually looks like Star Wars Geeks. Yeah, he's just gonna do probably standard full clear here. It's a big trade
bot lane, yeah. Revix weaving in some spell cast. The Sajura and Darkin both taken low. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, this lane can be a little difficult early, especially for Jinx. Lucian actually can be quite the lane bully now, especially if enchanted, as I was saying in the champ select. Does quite a lot of damage. I was playing one day with my good friend Ruck, and I got one shot by Lucian at level 1 because they had a Yumi. So
This didn't happen now. Top lane, seeing some trading here. Flash away from Superb Device isn't going to be finding much yet as Bear Trap on Rope does connect. Aiden needs to be a little bit careful there as the range poke comes through. So Crazy Frog.
like, yeah, gonna double grab.
Yeah, double grab off the very weird start. I think he's still. I'd be curious to see if he's still behind next field, but meanwhile, Darkin, bot lane, W connects, Revix with the cleanse, late flash 4 doesn't get it with the heal out of Darkin. Barely.
Yeah, I'm wondering if because of that, will Sejuani lose the bot crab? And no, immediately. I can see here. But Sejuani, I believe, should just back here. Would be the correct play. I don't think she should take her Gromp since her camps are currently forked. She should just try to get it back on a standard full clear, but now her camps are going to be all messed up because the only way to fix this now is she's taking the Gromp.
I don't think he has the... Yeah, it does have the CD.
Yeah, Sedge should just be going to Wolves here. Not...
And still not resetting either, so staying on the map for quite a while. Meanwhile, Star Wars Geeks already with the 2 Ruby Crystals, already on his second clear here, doing the Raptors. Possibly looking to look mid here on a Sariel. Should know that this is a possibility.
Oh, this is...
Vanish Toss. Oh, I think I'm not sure if he lost vision or expecting him to go the other way, but...
Yeah, Sejuani has just been running around in her bot side jungle for the last 30 seconds, so... Not really sure what's going on there.
Yep. So far, a very slow, somewhat controlled game of League of Legends.
Yeah, I think in this case the control heavily favors Serial's team. Because their teamfight comp is just so easy to execute into the mid to later stages of the game. Because Kled and Amumu will have to just walk into the Anivia and like Narset like everyone. It's so hard for them.
Very true. We'll have to see if one of these lanes can make something happen here from the side of KKG. Of course, more than likely to be facilitated around the Amumu pick. Great ganker. Doesn't even need really any setup for him to get into the
Looking for
fray.
a mid gank maybe here? I do not believe TSB has enough mana.
Oh, yep. Baiting it out, but the bandage toss misses again. TSB trying to run away as Sario looking for the kill. Second bandage toss does connect. Sario with the egg should be able to get out of this one fine as Mr. Crazy Frog coming over. Meanwhile, bot lane trade happening as egg is popped. Star Wars Geeks though, possibly in trouble. Crazy Frog finds the passive stun. Aftershock proc gonna immune a lot of damage. That's Jura in trouble. Flash forward, double connects, and there's the first blood. Darkin gonna be the second one, the icing on the cake for the double kill onto Revix. And there is the lack of control, some chaos that KKG was looking to make in the early game. It didn't happen mid lane like we thought, but it might be happening top again as that ulti coming around. I'm just going to proxy this next wave, you know, no big deal. Instead, no, going back on his Pervy Vice. Level 6, but no Mega. Follows the Bear Trap on a rope, gets the reset on aggro, and the solo kill for Aiden top lane.
Yeah, really good play by Aiden here. Nara is basically half a champion without Mega. So, can be dove by quite a lot of champs. Basically just one-shotting him most of the time. So, again, another good play back in the bot lane too. Insane piercing light from Revix to pick up the Lulu through the Jinx, I believe.
Yep, Sariel getting ulted by TSB here. Yeah, Flash burns there. You should just make it as bot lane. Revix looking for the kill on once again. Finds it with the passive and plant Zaddy. Does grab it with some kind of burn damage. Or possibly a stray banana that I missed on the animation.
Yeah, that was a really clean E there, the silence from Soraka.
Oh, looking for another one. Finds the piercing light and the culling to claim another. And the bot lane is just blown wide open. 4-0 at 7 minutes in the game. Not something you want to see for TSH. As Jinx certainly essential for this composition for the damage profile that they have.
Yeah, I think at this point, Star Wars Geeks should just be sitting bot lane here. This could be a potential.
Oh yeah, Sario's gonna be silenced. Finds the Q on one, plants that he burns the flash. Tons of damage though from the Anivia E. The wall gonna try to buy some more time to make something happen, but with the presence of Star Wars Geeks there on the Mumu, gonna signal the disengage. Aiden also TPing in. Stun on Asaro, and no egg, no life, no kills to be had for red. And now Sir Crazy Frog trying to kite away as Star Wars Geeks doesn't necessarily have the next bandage toss ready to go yet. Still Darken, possibly pressing his luck walking up there. And all the while, TSB just taking waves mid.
Yeah, really good aggression here from the side of King Kong versus Godzilla. Being able to capitalize on the weak early game of the Jinx Lulu with the strong early game of the Lucian. I'd like to see them try to get this dragon now, because although they are super far ahead, 5k gold actually, about
4,800-ish.
If this game reaches the point where Jinx can get online and get some auto attacks off in a team fight, it's going to be really hard.
Another
Lidl misses again.
He's getting a wave faster. He's trying to make sure this next one doesn't crash.
Yeah, some interesting itemization coming in from Revix buying Gale Force.
I mean,
I'd like to see Kraken Slayer here probably, or you could even go the Eclipse build here.
I think Kraken Slayer would probably be the safe option from ahead. Just because you already see the Sejuani and the Gnar. Gnar already with Ninja Tabby as well, so it's going to be hard to take down. As Splash from TSB looking for the solo kill on Asariel. Bandage Toss finds one of the minions. Star Wars Geeks looking for the follow-up. TSB though going very low. Bandage Toss number 2 connects. And Sariel goes down again as Darkin. Going low. Culling not going to find it as it's canceled.
He cancels.
I think he might have been able to walk that one in for a kill if he tried, but Revix instead going to burn the heal.
Yeah, I think at this point, it's just... I don't want to say it's over, because it's PSU LCS. Really anything can happen. But a miracle will have to happen for the side of TSH here.
Yeah, 5k gold at 10 minutes is certainly a rough place to be.
Yeah, I think the only hope here for TSH is that King Kong is not securing any dragons, even though they have full bot.
Yeah, certainly extending the win condition. Normally when you see these early game stomps, you have those 20-minute souls popping up, but this game just not going to happen.
Plant Zaddy could be in a poor position here.
Looks like they're just going to let him go. Sariel just returning to mid lane. Eat some waves and try to keep some pressure up onto this Malzahar. As despite the multitude of roams made by Sariel, still only a handful of CS down in the mid lane. Nothing too terrible. The XP difference is certainly there. Level 9 to level 8 already, but nothing extremely catastrophic to Nibia in the 1v1.
And finally, the dragon being taken. Probably about 5 minutes later than I think it should have been, but it's still always good to collect that.
Yep.
As
Hey, Nate,
fight breaking out.
Ooh, misses Bear Trap
This
on
could be
rope,
bad
so
for him.
yeah, doesn't get the Grievous. Loses form. Superby Vice finds another passive proc. One more auto tech to get a third. Mega coming up. Soraka ulti gonna keep
the
him.
wish coming in.
The Witch?
Yeah, that's what it's called. Wish.
Oh, I think you said Witch. I thought you were calling Soraka a Witch. My ears
I don't think they're... It was... Oh, I mean, I think that's fine.
He's got rebound. Revice finds it, but the ulti's coming through. Bear Trap and rope connects, and now Superbia Vice, the one who won the last trade, is in trouble once again. Naden. The third kill of the
in the
game.
mid lane.
Yeah,
Pop from Serial. Really good play from Naden there, abusing the fact that Kled, again, is basically half a champion in Mininar.
Sorry, once again taking quite a bit of free damage off of that Malzy. I think it's called Malefic Visions.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, I've played Malzahar like twice. Let's go. And really, quite as for all that's happened, all the solo kills. I'm saying that whenever wants to find another one. Find W.
I think here you...
Trade?
Okay, yeah, Sir Crazy Frog is hovering.
Yep.
But I think there, Revlix should just ult to try and get the pressure in. His plates are about to go down here.
And Star Wars is
try to get
fighting Sir Crazy Frog. Crazy Frog getting a pretty good trade off of this one. With the passive. Jinx ulti connecting. Not enough damages yet. Good. Ulti trying to buy some more time. Planzati rooted. Darkin gonna go down here momentarily as TSB is not teleport, just walking behind. One shot though by Sariel. Sajura flashes away, but Planzati finds the banana. And that was a very chaotic and broken affair as it might continue further. Star Wars Geeks looking for another bandage toss. Finds it onto the TSA jungler, sorry. Yeah, Star Wars Geeks gonna go down as well. Sariel finds yet another kill with that passive proc. Flash up the wall from Revix, has to cleanse immediately. As now Sir Crazy's Frog pursuing. Planzati not able to find this next Q. Sariel wants to find another Q, wants to get another stun. Flashes the early, Soraka. Ends of the day. Close enough.
I mean, not too bad for the side of Serial's team.
No. The overcommit definitely helped out. Sariel picked up 2 kills.
Yeah, something I'd like to point out here is the QSS coming from Serial. I think this is not a correct purchase. And I'm of the opinion that against Malzahar, unless you have to be in his face, you should never buy QSS. Because in this scenario, the likelihood that Malzahar will be able to ult Anivia if she positions properly is like basically like 10%. And then again, like Lulu or Sejuani can just cancel it. So I think this is just going to stunt her build even further than it already is.
Yeah, I mean, you're both looking for those Leandri breakpoints on the mid laner, so with the advantage over to TSB, certainly going to be doing more damage, more of a team threat fight than Sariel as bot lane. Yeah, Revix should be able to take a lot of these easy trades.
Yeah, really hard for Jinx to trade back here, since she did go the Berserker Greaves first. Not sure if that was intentional, or sometimes you just have to back on like 1100 gold.
Yeah, you might as well back that and try to salvage something than wait and just be down an incredible item diff.
Yeah, I'm looking at the CS gaps here, just basically across the board. Huge CS gap for Revix here in bot lane. That's likely where most of the gold loot is coming from.
I can pull that one up for you here. Yeah, 6,500 gold on Lucian to 3,300 on Jinx. Not the entire gold lead. Top is up by 1,000. Mid is up by 600. Bot is up by 3,000. Support is up by 1,400.
Looks like a play happening in the bot lane.
Yep, finds the bandage toss, finds the stun on the 2. Darkin, not gonna be long for this world as the calling finds them both. Sariel's in here as well, but Naden wants to find himself a 4th for this game. Sariel burns the QSS to not avail. It's a knockup, my friend. And that's just 3 easy kills for KKG.
Yeah, really well coordinated play there for KKG. Having the Amumu rotate down and the
Crazy
teleport
Frog
coming
needs
in.
to be really careful. I'm pretty sure TSB can just kill Sejuani here. Or maybe GSB dies. He's going very low. He gets the solo.
Okay, tanks are balanced.
Yeah, that's just face tanked a Mal's ulti and solo.
Yeah,
kills him,
if
alright.
TSB had combat, I think he solo kills there. No cap. But yeah, the dragon secured for KKG here. Ever closer to that soul win con. It's going to be Mountain, which is huge because of the Kled and the Amumu here.
Certainly, highest win rate soul in the game. It's not the one that does damage. It's not the one that gives you infinite healing. But hey, 6% extra resistances each dragon, I believe.
I don't know off the top of my head.
6 or
but
4, one of the two.
They're very valuable.
Yes, absolutely.
They're probably. I'd even argue that they're better than Infernal Souls for individual drags.
I would say they are probably the best individual dragon. Yes.
Yeah, because especially when you get into these later stages, like level 11 plus, when champion base armor and magic resist actually starts to get decently high, you're getting those values on it, and you're sometimes going to be getting on some champs like 20 more armor and 20 more magic resist, which can actually be a lot of damage.
Certainly so, and I mean, even without the threat of the Mountain Soul, 9k gold deficit 17 minutes is quite a hill to climb.
Rotation coming in for the second Herald.
Yeah, I don't
So
even know if this is fightable from
Okay,
TSH.
if TSH contests this, they need to be investigated.
Oh, even if they're not contesting it, KKG is going to try to capitalize on the opportunity of them standing around and watching as Olympic Vision is going to come down following Aiden's advance. And we'll just be a sort of way here. Star Wars Geeks possibly engaged on. Sir Crazy Frog looking for the pick. Finds the 3-man stun though as Revix goes dominating. Not too much else happening. Assuming a Death Reactor not finding purchase on anybody of importance as no one low HP. And this Herald probably going to grab the inhibitor turret as well for its troubles. Sariel has the wave clear, but I'm not sure if they can actually stand under this turret for the dive.
I don't think they'll get anything with it, actually. I don't know they get one.
Either one. I'm very surprised they're not trying to dive this Anivia.
Yeah, I mean, Anivia can be very oppressive to play against sometimes, especially with these low-range champs like Lucian and Mouse.
Yeah. Has a lot of zone control, and I mean, Sariel still does have gold. It's not like he's completely in the pit like the bot lane has been. The QSS though really hurting, and it's not even gonna be the Leander's game going for the Luden's Echo instead.
Yeah, I'd like them as a Crazy Frog could get caught out here.
Yeah, good Q away.
Yeah, I'd like to keep track of how many times Serial actually uses this QSS. I'm betting if this game
he's used once on a bear trap on a rope.
Yeah. So
Once on the ability
I don't expect more than 2 uses the rest of this game. And I think a use on anything other than Malzahar ult is kind of a waste. Because you're not really...
Or I guess Sejuani's on his team. Or Mumu Ultimate, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you should just never be in a position to be able to get hit by a Mumu. That's what I'm thinking here.
And following all this, I mean, you still also have the added defense of if your passive's off cooldown, you have the egg available. All this kind of stuff still around. It's certainly an interesting one to see rushed that early on a non-melee champion. Does finally here 20 minutes complete that Luden's Echo though, so at least going to be getting a little bit more value, and still waiting on the bot lane for Mythics as well as Revix is already going on item number 3, the LDR. Sitting ready to go here in just a few more 100 gold. 2 items top lane as well, so I mean, it's 10k gold diff. This is the pivot point where you start saying GG, go next, time to FF. Not too many teams that you see come back from 10k gold deficits this early in the game, unless they have some miracle team fight player, you know, their comp is KL, Kassadin, Master Yi, and they just scale themselves into infinity.
I do not think TSH should contest this 3rd drag.
No, I think you definitely have to give this one a try to farm.
I think you can contest Soul because at least at that point, I really hope that your bot lane will have their mythics up. But here, it's just you're just gonna be suiciding, I think. But you know, Blue could just give up the whole Dragon Pit control when they're 10k gold ahead. That's fine.
Certainly strange. Revix is in trouble here, actually, if he gets hit by another Nara attack instead. Star Wars going to be engaged. Good ulti of the wall by Mal. Sariel immediately pops that QSS, and Star Wars keeps in the pit. Finally, Shark ulti comes out. Superbia Vice buying some more time. 888 grabs the kill on the Jinx as the Gnar will fall as well. Flash is made. Bear jumping rope finds when Sariel has the egg, but I don't think there's any more fall damage. Revix is godlike, finds the kill, and it's the full 5-man ace here is Sajura. Anyway, 4-man instead. Lulu able to skirt away with the speed boost. Gonna be dragging to put KKG up to soul point and some turrets here as well.
Yeah, as I said,
pretty done.
Not really contestable for TSH there. I think they for sure should have waited. I think it's still the team fight is still probably doomed, but it's a better chance if your Jinx and your Lulu have their mythics.
Certainly.
Yeah, Leandries is for sure the build on Anivia, and also Malzahar kind of has a build-a-bear right now. He has components for 3 separate items as his secondary now.
Yeah, I mean he's ahead enough gold where it doesn't really matter. It's going to be effective, but I mean I do like this move here by King Kong versus Godzilla, trying to take away as many of the camps as they safely can do as they back their way out through the jungle here, and that's going to boost their lead up to 14,000 gold at 23 minutes.
Yeah. Not really much to talk about, honestly. I think we're kind of just, unfortunately, waiting for this one to end. Not trying to be too negative here, but...
Once you're over that, I mean, this is... Normally you see people, when it's a huge early game stomp, they're ending the game with an 11k gold lead at 25 minutes, and then it jumps to 12-13 at the end when you know there's that full 5-man ace in the fountain. We're at 14k while we're still setting up for a 25-minute probably Baron fight. Baron is started up here by Revix and company, and realistically honestly trying to get a pick on the clutch for this 1,000 gold shutdown is probably the most worthwhile thing you can look for here.
Yeah, I mean, Sir Crazy Frog can still maybe look for the steal here.
Yeah, Darkin, not respecting 8-8 though, still in the area. And that's a godlike for him. Meanwhile, Baron still going the way, 8-8 in the 1v3. We'll see if he can come out of it or at least escape. Pull off some 9-5-7 style of action, but growth from Sajura buying a lot of time. The CC is there, and Sariel doing enough damage. It's the remount on about 2 HP and is still looking for the kill on Sajura. Might find it, grabs the second. Dismount coming through, only has the 1 HP to go. Doesn't find the Gore Drinker, and flash forward from Sariel not necessary. The shutdown finally comes through, but it ends up being 2 for 1 on that trade. The Baron secured to 20 further falls. Mid inhibitor is down, certainly. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to push to the end, but instead looks like they're going to play this one safely. Possibly rotate on the bot, take their resets after the Baron play. Grab one more reset, buy some items, and then finish this one off.
Yeah, I think they could probably just push to end here, but with Kled down, they just want to play it safe. Maybe wait until we get the soul or open up another inhibitor. But it can be kind of difficult to siege against an Anivia, even if you do have the Baron buff.
And Revice.
Shirelius popped here.
Yep, doesn't find the Q.
I'm gonna be honest there. Oh wait, he doesn't have the calling. If he had the calling, he could probably just kill Gnar with the calling. But...
Yep. It's a little unfortunate for Blue there, staying a little over long, but again, nothing really lost.
Yeah, about a minute here until the next dragon. This will just be the final breath, I think, for TSH. I think that is the time that you try to contest something, and if you just lose, you lose. If you win, it might be winnable, because I do still believe their combat scales, but they're just super, super far behind.
Yep, 16,000 gold in the hole. Quite an insurmountable lead, if I do say so myself. So Jerry getting engaged on. Star Wars, he's very respectful on the flash.
Yeah, I think Blue is playing way too respectively. I don't think they realize the lead they have.
And they know it's definitely a lead, but I don't know. 16,000 gold is a quick check on the tab menu and realizing you're 2.5 items up on every single enemy in your opponent's team.
It's also the fact that Red's comp is actually very hard to play into, as I was stating before.
Ooh, Revix. Good kill, as Calling definitely going to find a second. Oh, good flash from Starkin, trying to buy some more time. Star Wars, meanwhile, by the Q, is not going to mean anything. The damage is just too much, and that is a very heavy wallet that TSH has to try to live with. Superbia Vice almost has the Mega to buy some more time for himself to maybe preserve that KDA stat. Grabs the extra healing, able to slam away, and that should just be about it. Probably 3 to 4 minutes over long for King Kong Godzilla, but they are going to handily take game 1.
Yeah, I think really strong performance from King Kong here in game 1. I do believe, personally, they should have closed it out faster, but you know, a win's a win. Good job.
A win is certainly a win, and that's just absolute annihilation. No other way to phrase it, say it, whatever. It's let's just briefly go back and look at the item difference here. Top lane for King Kong, 3 items plus boots to 2 items and some components. Jungle, 2 completed items to 1.5 items. Mid lane, 2 items and a lot of change to 1 item and a lot of change. AD carry, 1, 2, 3, a BF sword and completed boots to a Kraken Slayer, a dagger, and a long sword and boots. And, I mean, supports don't really matter, but it was 2.5 to 1 item on supports, so it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, off the top of my head, I don't know if there's been that big of a gold lead in a PSU LCS game in the past.
We've had some pretty insane gold leads. We might have hit 20k at some point. The biggest in recent memory I can have is one of the games last spring where it was a 15k gold lead at the end, but this one certainly surpassed that. No questions about it. Quite the stomp of a game 1. Hopefully we see some more life out of TSH. They certainly have some of the players that are able to put forth the carry potential, but I mean, we have yet to see it in PSU LCS, so just going to have to wait and hope. As we're going to take a little intermission here as we wait for game 2 to come back up. In the meantime, have fun listening to some Pentakill, and we'll be back in a few minutes.
lifeless remains. These are the good, these are the good. Fields of the fallen and blood washed in rain. This cannot be all that will be. So you have torn this world apart. You came for our suffering. So we'll bleed, cut us deep, find the death that you seek. But just remember, we retreat, but we'll live on. Those that die aren't forgotten. Just remember. Gone is our home now. It's only memories. These are the good. These are the good. Looking onto a life that can never be. What did you believe? Believe you would find. And so you have torn this world apart. You came for our suffering. So bleed, cut us deep, find the death that you seek. Just remember, we retreat.
Hello, hello, and welcome back. We're in the draft again. We're doing this on a third-party drafting software, external drafting software, I think is what Vale you called it last. So we're a little bit behind, and these picks are going a little fast because this has already been done before. So everyone's roles are selected. Joe Gath for Superbia Vice. Aiden this time taking the Aatrox. Star Wars Geeks getting the Amumu.
Yeah. I don't actually know what the draft was because I didn't have the link to the external tool.
Neither did I, but so we're just finding out here. Looks like Sariel going on the Kiana, so double melee with Sejuani. Expecting it to be, although we can't see it, an AP bot laner. Because Cho'Gath, although you can build him AP, would much rather see him, for what the role I think Superbia is trying to play in these teams, just go towards something. If he does go AP, maybe like the Everfrost in the tank, or Everfrost Cosmic Drive in the tank, which is another build you can do. Cho'Gath has a lot of weird build paths with his AP scaling, but generally speaking, I feel like if tank's just going to be the better option in most games.
I'm interested to see the Kiana here because this patch Kiana was actually changed to be more of a jungler. And I do believe, I think Selfmade was tweeting about it, that the interaction with Kiana E and Q was removed, where if you E it in the past, if you E a target and Q'd immediately after, it would automatically just target the person. And it was basically undodgeable. So if you had an ice Q, it was just a free stun, I believe. But I'm not sure if that's the case anymore. Yeah, some similar champs being picked across the board. Amumu and Soraka staying the same.
Sejuani still Sir Carry Sug's out. Honestly, the Sejuani itself didn't look too bad. It was more the pathing that was the early game trouble.
I kind of like the Nami pick into other enchanters. I think Nami can only be good if it's against another enchanter.
Yes.
Otherwise, this champion does absolutely nothing.
She
it's just the liability in lane.
Still has a lot of healing. She has CC. She can buff your AD carry. And the thing is, she just ends up being a lane bully champion against enchanters specifically. Has a good bit of range. Healing is kind of, honest to goodness, based off of also being able to poke, walk up, get the W to proc on your opponent, get it proc back on you. You can't be really traded into, or even better, if you had 3 people there, proc on yourself, enemy, and then over to the Ezreal. So there's a lot of different stuff that you can do with the Nami in this lane. Of course, I mean, you still have the problem. This Cho'Gath kind of getting forced into that AP role. And I'm not really sure how that will go into something as aggressive and easily tradable into Cho'Gath like the Aatrox.
Yeah, I think what we have to look at for this game is, does TSH have enough damage? Because they basically have 2 full tanks, unless Cho'Gath decides to go AP, which I don't think he will. They have Kiana, who, if you have like 80 armor or more, does absolutely 0 damage. And you just have Ezreal at that point. And it's a lot to put on one player here. Especially against this kind of comp where there's a lot of CC and a lot of threat.
Yeah. I mean, as well as just putting an excessive amount of confidence into Darkin after last game bot lane was just an absolute wash. Revix and Plant Zaddy getting quite a few 2v2 kills in quick succession. So that'd be a lot of pressure to be putting on your AD carry after a game like that. Of course, always nice to see teams have confidence in their players even when there's a poor performance, but certainly going to need some type of change, some alteration in play here from the side of TSH if they really want to have a shot in this game, because if the last game is any bit of a indication, appears we have what you would call a team difference.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I just want to bring attention to the Varus. I think I talked about it a little bit before in the Champ Select. And I wonder if Irelix will choose to go on hit here due to there being 2 tanks. I actually think going the Eclipse build here with lethality is still good.
Yep. I think that'd be the preferred one. You get better sustain into stuff like Cho'Gath, shielding,
And
all that good stuff.
honestly, you really don't want to be poking like Cho'Gath and Sedge anyway.
Nope.
So I think the lethality is still the move, but we'll see how it
I
goes.
think it gives you the versatility. You still have auto attack damage. You're still going to output some level of consistent DPS while still being able to one-tap your squishies like Ezreal and Nami. So has its merits for sure. Could see. I mean, we might see something super strange and still go like a full-on hit build, but depends on comfort. Or even just still a full lethal build and say, screw it, I didn't have to deal with the tank leak Sejuani last game. Why would I have to deal with this game? All angles, not necessarily all of them the best angles, but certainly possibilities nonetheless. As we get ready to load into Champ Select here, we'll switch it back over to the caster cams.
I think Serial's going to have to do a lot this game. I've not actually played against the Kiana. I've only heard word of mouth about it.
It did have one pretty good look in tryouts, if my memory serves.
Yeah, I think that was before the patch, though. And she
Yes,
just
that was
changed
before the
this
patch.
Yeah, this matchup can be difficult because Ryze actually can put out some early power with his W plus auto attacks. It does a lot of damage and it has a very long range. So Kiana probably just going to have to concede the first couple levels of this lane. And another cleanse being taken by Revix, being very safe about this.
I don't particularly like it in this lane necessarily. Nothing that Nami or Ezreal are really going to do is something you want to have a summoner spell for.
I would take TP in this lane on Varus personally, because you're never going to kill them.
TP's fine. I think heal's perfectly fine as well. If you wanted to go for something really aggressive.
I think the other thing is a lot of AD carries have been going longsword plus 3-pot start. I think that is for sure what you want to do as Irevix in this lane. Because you're going to be getting poked down by the superior range.
It's going to be poked down by superior range in the bully lane of Nami into Soraka just by matchup. As well as, I mean, the only reason you don't want to go that build on Varus is if you're under threat of the all-in engage, which theoretically shouldn't happen in the first several levels where it would matter if you do the longsword start. Like you're not up against Leona, you're not up against Nautilus, you're not up against these champions who, even without the burning of a summoner spell in a lot of instances, can just force onto you. As Ezreal very excited to leash this red buff with that voice line.
Indeed. Serial actually playing quite far up in this lane. Rise not really doing as much as I think you should here. I think against Kiana, as a ranged mid, especially one that can apply early pressure into melee matchups like Rise, you just want to sit between the waves, basically. And you maybe want to just start Q, because it's an untargeted ability and you won't draw minion aggro that way. Since Kiana at level 1 is like actually useless, like she cannot trade back to you ever.
Let me see if I can just being a simple fix the auto attack glitch. So we'll see. If it keeps happening, guys, it's just the client. Nothing I can do about it if Rise keeps shooting projectiles out of his mind.
Yeah. Trade happening in the top lane here.
Ooh, very nice Q there from Superbia Vice to kite away out of that bush. That could be bad if Aiden finds another sweet spot as TSB. Possibly trouble. Ignite down. Has the execute. And first blood solo kill in the mid lane for Sario. And we said something had to change between game 1 and 2 to make sure this one didn't go open. And it might be Sario in the mid lane looking for the carry performances. That is a very early first blood. Now TSB does have the deep teleport, so nothing other than the first blood gold going to be traded here more than likely. Should just be back to this mid lane turret, collect his wave of XP, and for the most part not going to be that big of a deal. But
yeah, you gotta be careful against Kiana. That champ does deceptive amounts of damage, really.
Especially at that level 2 spike.
I think 3 is mostly where you can get one shot. Level 2, you can have a good trade, but level 3 is where you can be killed from basically 75% HP.
Good knockout by Sajura. We didn't really talk about this. This is Sajura's, I think, main champion is the Nami.
Yeah, she plays a lot of... Plays Lulu and Nami, basically, with a little bit of Soraka, I think. So... yeah, I think Crab's gonna be traded here. Both junglers doing a... Actually, Amumu took one more camp, I believe. So he is gonna be level 4.
Does I think Sejuani skip Krugs. Star Wars Geek certainly looking for that bandage toss. Finds it onto Sajura. Almost looked like it came back to her on the overshoot.
Mid almost getting solo killed again.
Yeah. Sario had that Aiden summoner available. That would have been the solo kill, but...
Oof, that wave state for Rise is rough too. It's frozen on Serial's side.
Yep.
Never mind. He wants to just queue the wave because he wants to kill the minions. Oh no, it's still fine because the cannon.
Yep.
But Rise is gonna have to take this very, very bad back.
Yeah, no TP either, so it's pretty unsalvageable. It'll be very hard for TSB to work his way back in. Revix might be in trouble here if Sajura finds something. Can't seem to find an angle for... okay.
Just the Aiden recall here.
Yeah. As we're in this little bit of lull state, these waves get pushed in and such. Perry857, great meme, buddy, but I was one click off of banning you for thinking you were an actual bot.
Do it anyway.
Very, very close.
Channel level 6 here. Ignite almost up. Rise is in danger.
I'm in danger. Let's see, sits on the bus bench under his turret, though he might be finding Sario unawares. Nope, there's the ultimate. Doesn't have the mana though, so no return yet. Has the execute. No ignite either. It's a little too early.
I think he could have killed if he flash auto queued.
Ooh,
oh, interesting
flash
play
from
from
Star Wars Geek. Sario gonna look again. Stun comes through from Crazy Frog. Star Wars Geek's doing very low. It's very tanky. Ignite finally back up, and Sario finds the kill in the 2v1. Now has the execute. E through. Crazy Frog in the turret. No root from TSB, and they both walk away. And Rise survives for now. Top lane for advice. I mean, just auto attack him for the grass, man. Don't just put your big old void head between your legs. You got the good grass proc stored up.
Yeah, despite the early push from Darkin, it does look like Revix has secured a CS lead once again.
Yep.
Sizable one, because Revix still has more minions to kill than Darkin does at the moment. Superbia could be in trouble here.
Yeah, sweet spot number 3 coming in, has the ultimate. Good flash away, but doesn't find. The Q is now in. Oh, the Q misses from Crazy Frog, but the Blast Cone doesn't necessarily connect, so Crazy Frog, no flash available. Aiden, despite the misplay, does manage to make it out. Albeit with a very slim margin.
Revex with the 2 biscuits sitting in his inventory. If only he took Futures Market.
Futures Market, or just pop one right now, get that extra mana and restore some of your own. Might as freaking well. Not too much else you're doing with them. Hope not necessarily coming through from Sajura and company as Chunk comes through. Good silence by Planzati. And the wave just gonna continue to slowly make its way onto red side of the map.
Something I'm interested to see here is if Serial goes for the tier build. I played probably like 10 games of Kiana a couple months ago, and the build was that you basically go mana immune, so you actually get scale.
Would be something. I mean, I don't know. I haven't touched Kiana or really looked at her too terribly much since she was really meta. I think it was the end of season 9. She got all the play at World, but
I think mana immune just synergizes.
Yeah, synergizes and on release. She had actually, for an assassin, fairly good AD scaling overall. It's just the build that kind of tempers how effective you are in the later stages of the game as lethality. Becomes less and less useful as a stat when people start scaling up their base armor.
Yeah, mana immune just generally really good with high armor pen or lethality builds. Because it gives you so much extra AD, but Kiana is here in the bot lane. Could be in trouble.
Yep, Sajura does manage to dodge it. Bubble does not connect. Burns the flash that plays that he early as Revex burns the cleanse and actually managed to cleanse. I thought it might have been a little bit early. Now Sariel nowhere to go, doesn't have another route. Goes in with the hit into the execute, not enough.
Ooh, Sajura dies to the minions.
Sajura dies to the minions as Revex found some arrow in there somewhere. Superby Vice possibly getting 1v1 top lane. Doesn't have the E, just gonna go up and try to stack. I don't think he even got it off. Yes, he did get the ult off. And with that, ends up being a win over to the side of King Kong. Star Wars Geese might look for the dive here. Sariel is exposed on the turret. Has the grass blade though, so can just hide away. And instead will back away towards this dragon as once again we're starting the first dragon at 10 minutes in the game almost. So very slow on the soul stacking.
Yeah, nothing inherently wrong with that. It's just that they should be doing more. But still good plays from both teams all around. A more even game, which is good because it'll hopefully be more interesting.
Substantially more even game thus far. Of course, Fantasy Go big thing here once they grab this dragon. They have the first stack up. So still even game. Perfectly even, in fact. Only about 200 gold difference between the two teams.
Thought they were going to give that blue to Varus. That would have been interesting.
I would like to see him maybe give it to the Rise in mid lane as well. Just trying to keep forcing this Kiana under tower by auto-clearing waves, but get some more XP on a Mumu.
TSB again having kind of a Build-A-Bear, having so many components.
Yeah, I wish he'd either finish and commit to the Seeker's Arm Guard there or something. And Star Wars gets picked off here in the river. Yeah, you don't got armor yet, buddy. Just the Bomby Cinder in inventory means there's nothing to really save him from that one. And Sariel looking for the 1v1, finds the ulti, finds the grass blade, and the execute will work with the ignite. It's exact change. Sariel finds the solo kill on to Planzati under turret and through the wish.
Yeah, this is what we were expecting, honestly, in the first game from Serial. Serial, the mid laner for Penn State White, one of the two competitive teams. Master tier, expected to perform, but in this game, showing up.
Yeah, 4 and 0. All of the kills for blue side. All of the kills, all of the KP, 100% in fact.
Yeah, we were talking about that in Champs League too, that it's needed, but Superby Vice could be in trouble here. Okay, Cube is on.
You gotta be very careful. Aiden definitely has the all-in, has the World Ender, and it might be the end for Cho'Gath. Nothing left for him to devour. And Aiden finds himself yet again another solo kill. I'm losing count for this matchup, but 2 and 0 now on the Aatrox. Certainly one of the rays of hopes for the side of King Kong, along with this bot lane. Crazy Frog though, gonna try to find some counterplay onto the Aatrox. Has the red buff for some slows and some extra damage, but Aiden not too in fear of his life. Gonna walk away with 2 kills and a 33 CS lead top lane.
Ooh, a lot of damage going on there onto Zajura. And
Yep.
this build for iRevex is the correct build. I'm happy that he will be going the Eclipse, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like Sir Crazy Frog wants to try to steal away the Herald. Doesn't have the Smite, however, so this might be an ill-fated contest. It goes down to 85 HP, secured by the side of King Kong. Finally, Crazy Frog goes down, but now Sajura here trying to find, Sariel trying to find another one. Does grab the shutdown on Aiden, and Aiden as Super Device finally gets that champion stack on to Star Wars Geeks. TSH does stall long enough for the counter. Wave doesn't find anything for Sajura. Good flash of waves from the E. No tainted ground gonna be hitting there, and Revex finds the execute kill onto Darkin in the bottom lane in the 2v2. Once again, over to KKG.
Yeah, really good play there from... Oh.
Gets rooted down, has the execute, looking for the damage. TSB 1 HP, flashback for Sariel with the tower shot. Will finish him off. It's the trade for one. And TSB, yeah, man, you go down, yeah, you get styled on, but you'll be happy to take the shutdown gold, that's for sure.
Yeah, as Sir Crazy Frog is here in the bot lane. Good information for this side of King Kong. And Revex is starting to get online here. This could kind of be an issue. As Varus went ahead, can just take over the game.
Try to get the rest of these plates here as well before the timer runs out or tailed popped by Star Wars Geeks. Pretty much immediately.
I don't think they should be. I don't think they should be afraid there. I think they could just walk out.
Yeah, I think so. Could be a 320 gold onto the Amumu. Doesn't grab the chart, however, which is a little unfortunate for the health it was at, but you get the plates before 14 minutes. Honestly, in this league, I'm pretty happy with that Herald play.
Yeah, not too bad. As
Perfectly
again,
reasonable Herald.
getting some good trades in onto Superb Device here.
Yeah, this is every sweet spot hit, and he sees the feast used as well. So now Aiden, if he's feeling confident, has that roll enter, can certainly try to pull something underneath the tower. Cho'Gath.
Something I'd like to see here is some use of the Realm Warp from TSB to either get a roam off.
Ooh! Prowler's Claw in. Sorry, although just takes half his HP immediately. Star Wars Geeks might look to counter. Grass Blade picked up those, and it will be the disengage from Sariel, no problem.
One of the fun interactions was removed from Prowler's Claw. You used to be able to use it on a minion.
Yep.
So as Kiana, you could just engage from, like...
I think we all know the
Varus
reckless
to
Varus
range.
play. And by this point, that's been memed 10,000 times. The Varus Prowler's Claw under turret extended range on QW. Execute, I forget who it was exactly, but very clean.
As the dragon
Yeah,
is
it
spawned
turns out
here.
they have Aiden in here. They're going to find the supreme display of talent. Aiden stunned up, locked up, but it's World Ender, and he's got a lot of HP to work with. TSB grabs one kill to Dark, and Sariel going to be going down next. A double kill for the Rise, and suddenly the world is falling apart for TSH. A third kill over, about to be a fourth. This Crazy Frog trying to cut away the chains, bring it back in. A quadra kill over to TSB, and suddenly the Rise 5-2. The shutdown's coming through. The only last survivor who wasn't even in the fight. And Aatrox's gonna live to boot, and look at that HP bar. That, sir, is the definition of sustain. There's the dragon going over to the side of KKG, and suddenly, what we have from a very, very even game, about 2.5k gold lead over to the side of KKG.
Yeah, really, really solid fight there for the healing of KKG. Really hard to play against at this point, as Cho'Gath looks like the only one with grievous wounds, and it's not the best grievous wounds, but Sariel can be in trouble here.
Silence. Revex has the damage. Claw in from Sariel. Not much else he can do though, and he's just gonna stand in the bush. He knows his fate awaits him. Decides not to let the kill get donated over to the Rise. Lets Revex take it, and with that, not much else for red team to do down here, but finish off the turret and move on back to base.
Yeah, Varus is, I believe, going to start just to run away with this game. As soon as he gets his mana immune up, it'll be really, really hard for TSH to really do anything.
Yeah, and Rise
And
finishing off the Zhonya's off of those off the quadra kill, just went straight for it. So gonna be a lot harder to deal with him.
I don't necessarily like the Zhonya's first here.
I think he
you're
still
not
had
really
a
gonna.
stopwatch as well. I think he just straight up upgraded it. I think he could have sat on stopwatch. I might be wrong
Zanya's,
though.
yeah, the active of stasis is really, really impressive, but the item of Zanya's itself is very, very bad stat-wise. Because when you complete most items, say here, when you complete like a Leandri's, you're getting like improvements from the passive, like the mythic passive plus the burn and whatnot. But with Zanya's, you're just getting the active that can be refunded as the fight breaks
Ooh,
up
good
top.
Q from Superb Advice. They're gonna call it off as I think they saw a Moonwell Vision. Not comfortable in that 2v2 as Aatrox notably stronger, and yeah, I mean, Sariel,
really
it's depressing. You were one-shotting him before, but now it is Rise with the lead as the Crazy Frog does not find the Q engage. Nade. Able to walk it out. We're up to 4K gold lead. Setup is here. The Rise fed Crazy Frog. I believe found the smite. Yep,
Yeah.
did as Star Wars East looking for the re-engage. 888 is in the area as well as Revix. Just Crazy Frog not going to be able to go any further on with that. But I mean, you're on the side of TSH here. Yeah, you've been fighting very well, but now this Kiana, I don't think totally wins the 1v1 versus Rise in the side lane with the amount of gold he has. Or at least won't be for very much longer. What's the plan here from side TH? Dealing with this Aatrox, dealing with the Rise, who can pull off a 1-3-1 very effectively.
Yeah. Someone in the chat talking about Zanya's being more gold efficient. That's not necessarily what I'm talking about stat-wise. It's that you stunt your build as soon as you complete Zanya's. Because Zanya, whenever you complete the item of Zanya's, you're not gaining any extra stats, as opposed to if you complete an item like Leandru, which I gave an example of, or Void Staff, where you get extra pen and stuff like that. You are, I'm pretty sure, just getting like 10 AP, like 10 ability haste, and maybe some extra armor, and like just the refund on the active, which is, in the grand scheme of things, not useful. And I'd rather, in a lot of cases, never buy it as a first item. As a second item, buy if you're against a bunch of AP. Banshees is good. Void Staff is a really strong second item. Also, Cosmic Drive is not very good either. But AP items in general are just not good, so, you know,
True.
we take what we can get.
Ooh,
Chain of Corruption coming out.
yeah, that's a very dead Dark, and unfortunately goes over to Plant Daddy. I think just threw in a silence there to make sure no arcane ship was coming and ended up grabbing a kill. Superb Advice also possibly in some trouble as Rift-Tailed is on the 8-8 this time around, so this top turret definitely in threat. Superb Advice has to hold this feast if he ever wants to threaten a trade into the Aatrox. Champion, any stacking going on here. Mid lane. Crazy Frog trying to pick up what farm he can underneath this turret. And yeah, I mean, this is just sad. If you're Superb Advice, you're dead. Cho'Gath not gonna win this one as meanwhile mid lane, Star Wars Geeks finds himself Sariel. Stuns come through, so able to find the wave. There's a Supreme Display of Talent, but I'm not sure if the damage is there. The movement's got some tank stats now. And Sariel just gonna have to disengage. Needs to finish, I think, this armor pen item to really have a shot of getting any one-shots back. And we now get to Dragon. TSH definitely want to fight for this one. It is going to be soul point should Red secure. Is though a 6 or almost 6K gold lead once again. Mid lane tier 1 immediately going to be traded back with his Herald as Aatrox can have the inside route from behind. And Dragon's actually going to be starting up as well. You do not have feast actually onto Superb Advice, so there isn't the guaranteed secure. Blue possibly getting forced away. It's just going to be a little dancey. They know Star Wars Geeks is over behind the bend here, and they do not want to get bandage tossed into a 5-man ultimate. Instead, it's Sariel zoning away with the Grass Blade, trying to make some room. Crazy Frog as well, still holding on to that Glacial Prison. Sariel dancing around. Chain's not going to connect either. Superb Advice trying to do it again. Zone-wide Chains Corrupting landing on 2 to 20, 2K, 1K onto the Baron. 9 it's stolen away. The Dragon to Star Wars Geeks. Aatrox interrupted with a knockup, flashing forward, finds the E. Realmore finally coming in, bringing in TSB even closer. Revix going on a rampage, finds his way on a Superb Advice as Dark is not long for this world. Sajura taken out by 8-8. Sorry, I'm going to try to find perfect.
Oh, Serial!
Woo! ultimate on to 3 and finds 2 instantly. They're the ones who don't have the tank stats. Bandit shot's though gonna find its mark. Blind onto the Kiana, going invisible again, trying to outplay. Star Wars keeps going low. A 3rd kill for Sariel. Still though behind enemy lines, as he's got a Rise and an Aatrox to go through. Yeah, Grass Blade in. Immediately going to use the stealth. Going to grab another Grass Blade. Use the stealth again. Has to wait on the cooldowns now yet again. 888 in, goes in, finds the change. Dash away from Sariel. Has the root. Can't find 3. TSB flashing 4 though. Finds the root. And that will be the end of Sariel. A valid attempt.
A really
Just
nice
can't
try
get
there
any
by
further.
Sariel to pull back the fight after kind of a disastrous start with them losing the dragon and whatnot. It just shows how oppressive Kiana can be with the... Because at this point in the game, probably permanent invisibility with the amount of ability haste she has.
Yep. Unfortunately, it's just a... Maybe possibly too late, too little. I mean, you're looking at almost 6k gold lead still. And once this Mountain Soul comes through, again, for KKG, this... Mountain Dragons, man, they're hard. They're hard to deal with, especially when you're running Assassins, especially when you're running an all AD composition. This Cho'Gath has not spec'd into any AP at all. It is full AD comp.
Sariel did pick up the tier a while ago, but it's going to be a while until that's completed.
Yeah, you
Which
need to complete the
kinda
map,
sad.
man. I mean, it's a waiting game. I'm not sure if he has the time to really sit around. Aiden, and TSB are quite big problems for this team to deal with. Crazy Frog, though, gonna try to see what he can do about one of those. Aiden locked up, finds the chains, but the knock-up
He
next
wins
to Furby Advice. Yeah, I think he does win these, absolutely, especially with the TP coming in from TSB. The 2 strongest members gonna join forces as Crazy Frog rooted up Everfrost as well. The wave coming through far too late to catch up to Aiden. He's running under the turret. He wants some Cho'Gath. He's silenced out of any more Qs for now, but Revix has joined the fight. And Superb Advice, you can't be there, buddy. That is not a spot you want to be sitting. Sariel finds the shot on 1, immediately one-shots Plant Daddy. Aiden still pressuring forward. Sariel using the Prowess Call to get behind, has the execute for the staircase to keep 888 perfectly healthy. Heal away. Sariel lives another day, but Darkin gonna pay the price. A double
The
kill
healing
with
was just
888. Yep. No more, not a ton of Grievous wounds sitting around. Darkin had it, but he's just getting one shot before he can do anything in these fights. And 888 is just absolutely unstoppable. It is nothing
not
that
a
can kill
lot.
this guy.
Yeah, not a lot that can deal with him because of the aforementioned lack of damage that TSH currently has.
Yeah, you're running 2 tanks, an assassin, and a full AD composition that's going to get itemized against naturally. Your bot lane, your other source of damage just hasn't been there this game, hasn't been there this entire series for the time being. It's a grim look. Though,
Yeah, I think-
admittedly, much better in this game.
Yeah, Sariel could be in trouble here. Varus does a lot of damage at this point.
Yeah, he gets the invisibility off, so he's not going to get auto-attacked to death. But, oh!
And that champ is nerfed, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he had the W active on that one. Maybe he should have pressed it and just hoped.
The W active, you do get some cooldown refunded. Same with the Q if you proc 3 or as many blight stacks, the most being 3. I don't think you could have had the W for that though. It's slightly longer than the Q, even if you get a reset on it. But let's start with Baron here.
Yeah. 888 not there right now. Does have the teleport. This ends up being contestable. I mean, TSH, they're going to look to take the fight here and now. They don't want to wait for the soul. Rumble up
really good
preemptively.
combo.
Oh, beautifully timed. But the TP flank hit is miscoordinated as 888 is now behind enemy lines. Walk this one, I think. So he's going to bring it forward. Sariel finds the root, but can they actually kill the raid boss? Finds 1Q2 on Centurion, and that's 1 kill already over. The rest of the team has arrived. 888 trying to pursue his way on Darkin. The heals come through. Crazy Frog falls down. Superbia of Ice falls down. The raid boss is here. It's a full party wipe, baby. No one's stopping the Trox. Darkin will do what he can. He's taken down. Double kill for 888. 11 and 1 on the Ender of Worlds. And he's going to end this game with the KDA. And this is... It was close for a while, but once again ending in an absolute stomp of a game. 12.5k the goal lead here. Certainly not going to break the record this time because they end the game in just a little bit quicker. Final valiant defense here from the Sejuani. Going to give over another kill. TSB gets godlike, and that will be it, ladies and gentlemen. 2-0 over to KKG.
Yeah, really, really good stuff again in Game 2 for KKG. Despite, I think, again, having the harder comp to play, just coming out, I guess, with just player diff, as we were saying sometimes. Aiden really performing. TSB even, no offense to him, but not considered the star player of this team, really having some good plays, especially with that realm warp at the end. Could have been disastrous.
That realm warp was actually that was very, very cleanly done. That was perfectly timed. Got Baron and the realm warp just immediately completes. I mean, that's stuff that's nice to watch in PSU LCS. This isn't competitive. This isn't pro. This isn't even like CLOL or something like that. It's just an intramural league, and especially in fall when it's a complete mixed bag. Seeing the really like clean mechanic part of it it's always nice. Yeah, Lucas, we can get you in here. We can do some interviews. Hop in one of the chats. I'll move you over. You better.
Will he be able to talk in this channel, you think?
I can move him over. You should be fine. I'll give him permissions if not, because I have that ability.
All right.
And he's here.
Hello.
Hello, Lucas. Congratulations on your 2-0.
Thank you. It was.
I can see you're applying a lot of the stuff I taught you last fall with the sinners here.
Webcams are glitched out here, guys. I'll get it working here again in a second.
All right, so I want to talk to you about the Amumu pick. Have you been practicing this a lot because of the new buffs, or is it just something that you thought would be good?
I have not been practicing it that much, but I saw that they gave him 2 Q charges, and I said, well, they made Amumu OP, so I perma-picked him. And I was a little bit disappointed that they chose to ban Malzahar instead of Amumu the second game.
Yeah.
I was a little sad by that.
Is Amumu going to be part of your new champ pool? Is Sejuani Amumu now instead of
Of course. Sejuani, Amumu, probably some easy peasy more tanks.
Yeah, good stuff.
It's always the go-to strat.
Any questions from you, Dom, or?
I mean, not really much. Pretty clean overall. The beginning of game 2, a little bit shaky there around the Kiana pick, especially. A little bit fortunate that TSB gets resurrected with the quad for a kill in a single dragon fight, but you know.
Yeah.
It is. I will ask you this, because again, a lot of new names in PSU LCS, a lot of faces we don't recognize here, especially on cast. Aiden. Give us what you don't gotta tell us everything, of course. Don't reveal your whole hand, but like, is this guy just a raid boss for the division, or what are we looking at here? He's absolutely popping off.
So when I was looking at the captain's draft to plan my draft, I saw Aiden on there, and then I saw Neetsk and Clink, and I said, I'm not going to be able to get Neetsk and Clink, but this Aiden guy, he looks like the up and coming Neetsk. So I figured I'd pick him up, and it seems to be working pretty well so far.
Yeah, it would seem, sir. It would seem that indeed. Pop-off performances on the Colette and Aatrox, so...
Yeah, he was honestly absolutely insane.
Certainly,
couldn't have asked for anything else.
Especially game 2 there, definitely one of the big reasons you guys managed to pull that one out of the hat. Just literally unkillable. Sure. Was not able to be killed ever.
If you guys could have heard our comms, it was honestly, you don't die, you're unkillable, just keep going. And
send.
Yeah. We just kept full sending, and it seemed to go pretty well.
Oh, jeez.
All right, I got nothing else. So
I got nothing else. Lucas, if you have anything else you'd want
to I don't think so. I mean, I'm honestly really excited for the whole split. This is my first time being a captain, so I was a little bit nervous going into it, but it seems to be going pretty well so far. So
yeah, should be a fun season with a record-breaking number of teams and a record-breaking number of players. Thank you, Lucas.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no problem.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, that's all we have here tonight. I will open up the caster schedule real quick here to see what else we got planned for this wonderful weekend of PSU LCS. So once again, we'll put out the PSA reminder. Any captains watching the stream, please, as soon as you know your matches, put them in the caster sheet I pinned in your channel. I beg of you. If you want games to get casted, put in there. Give us like a day or two notice so we can actually try to find casters for it. There's no guarantee that I'll be able to cast every stream. We're going to have to get some stuff organized. So if you tell me, like, don't laugh like this hasn't happened, because especially all of you who've been around the block, you know you've done it. Texting me 20 minutes before match time, hey, you want to cast a game? And you know what? Most of the time, I don't have a life, so I probably will. But on the off chance I do have something to do, you know, I'm not going to do it on short notice, and neither will any of my other casters. So make sure you guys are getting those things put on there right now. So we just did King Kong versus Godzilla and Sariels. That is the only game for tonight. But starting up on Saturday, 6 p.m. So for those of you coming back from the football game, we have the Monarchs game. Team 2 for that, you're getting a name change anyway, so I'm not going to bother. I'm not putting that on stream. And then Sunday, a bunch of games. We have Monster Energy team versus the Universit, 9 p.m. CLTR Residence team and Only Viruses team at 8 p.m. and then at 8:30 p.m. as well, Krog versus Serpsi's team. So a lot of exciting matches. Again, we're going to try to get as many of those streams as possible with the ones that are super close in timing. I mean, it's going to be hard for us to pick and choose because we do have to get multiple hosts for those, as we'll have to flip, we'll have to do like multiple different channels streaming at once. So there's all that stuff to figure out. So for Sunday, we'll see what we can do, guys. I'm not going to make any promises on that. Hosting's generally a little bit of a trickier business. So we'll give it our best shot. But that's what you guys have to look forward to. We'll at least get one game per day. So don't worry about that. We'll have one on Saturday, for sure. I might not host it because it's home football weekend, so you know people are going to be doing that. But
Yeah.
if anyone's got a later game on Saturday, definitely put it on there because I can for certainly do that. And then Sunday, we're definitely going to get one of the 3 streamed and casted for you guys, so don't worry about it. And we'll try to keep the content rolling. You guys better keep the good games coming. I want to see some pop-up performances. I want to see some highlight reels, which Dean Cayman's me into another segue here. For if you have highlights from your games that are casted, or even the games that are not casted, send them my way. Infamous Trash on Discord, Infamous Trash, #0014. Pop them in my DMs because I would love to make some highlight videos again, but to be honest, I'm senior in comp sci. I do not have the time during the week to go and rewatch all these streams and clip games for weekly videos. So if you guys have highlights you want to send me, please do so I can try to get those rolling out. I know it's something that I neglected to do last year and have been asked about, so send me your highlights. From PSU LCS, don't send me your solo queue highlights. I don't care enough.
Yeah, something else I'd like to add too. If you're capable of streaming yourself, we do have a self-promo channel that you can stream just your POV in. We just do recommend a delay because, you know, we don't want you to get ghosted.
Yeah, definitely do the if you're doing your own POV, do a 3.5 minute delay minimum. Just to.
Yep.
I think CSL has it at 5 minutes if you want to go by their ruling. I know we've had stream delays with them before, but yep. That's all we got for today. So keep looking up for games. Keep tuning in for when we're live. We'll try to get as many casts here as possible until looks like Saturday for now. See you guys next time back on the Rift.